What is up, party people? It's another episode of You Already Know A2D FDL Film Don't Lie. And surprise, surprise, we got the Hefe in the bottom. You over there somewhere. It's cold out here in Jersey. It's single digits. But you know who's hot? Who's hot? That boy Saquon Barkley. We're going to get into it real quick. We'll pass it to my guy Chux right over here. You got something to tell the people?
Yeah, Film Don't Lie. We are sponsored by Alonzi Travel, specializing in creating the vacation of your dreams at Disney, Universal, or whichever your heart calls you. Let myself, your travel expert, create a custom vacation for you. So hit me up if you are looking to book one. And then we've got, like you said, Tom, it's been a minute. We haven't done a show since the spring before the draft. Good to have you on. I'm excited to talk some football with you. How you doing, bro?
I'm good, boys. Good to be here. I can't believe it's been that long. Wow.
It's been a minute. It's been a minute. But you already know he needs no introduction. He ain't hyping this stuff. I'm going to hype him up. He's the reason that makes this A2D radio ship run. He gives everything. He wears it on his sleeve. He works 10 hours, 12 hours a day, does A2D radio, the flagship show. And he also, you'll see him tomorrow night, approximately 24 hours from now. A2D Wednesday night, and they talk everything. Usually it's a 4-pack or a 6-pack. I don't know what you're going to get. The pieces move, but one there's very few constants on that show, and Tom is one of the constants. And without him, we would not be able to do this. That being said, I'm gonna stop stroking him because no, he don't like it. He be down there all blushing and shit. So no, but in all seriousness,
the cold from outside. I'm just ready.
Fresh off the heels of the divisional round, it gave us everything that we wanted to see. It was a surprise, tough games, some missed calls, some turnovers, a lot of drama. We felt that on Sunday night.
Some snow.
And some snow. I actually think that the Eagles and Rams game had the worst of it because it accumulated. It changed the conditions of the game during the game. Like Ravens, Bills, they knew going in. Snow was already on the ground. It was cold. I get it. But when the conditions of the game change during the game, that's a different story. That's a different element. So with that being said, I want to pop up the poll question. All right. So whichever team wins the NFC Championship, 6 o'clock kickoff on Sunday, will win the Super Bowl. Agree or disagree? Tom, I'm going to lead it to you. I mean, sounds cliche, but hey, you know, what say ye?
Well, I mean, there's a big caveat with this. You know, if the Commanders win at 3 o'clock, then yes, I agree to the poll. If Philadelphia Eagles do what they're supposed to do, I disagree with the poll.
Okay.
I think when you look at Kansas City, the matchups, that's actually a great matchup. Both physical up front, probably the two most physical teams in football on both sides of the football up front. So I think that's a dog fight. That's a slugfest. When you talk about Buffalo, obviously two defense coordinators cut from the same cloth in obviously McDermott and Spags, right? They both were here for a little bit. They both a lot of similarities, and both their defenses prove that. They're small up front. So what Baltimore wasn't able to do to Buffalo, I think we're able to do to Buffalo, which is just manhandle them because we're even bigger than Baltimore's offensive line, which is crazy how big of an offensive line we are. I just think we're too big for them physically. Now you deal with the elephant in the room that's Josh Allen, who is tremendous, right? And you never know what kind of plays he can make, the ad-lib. But still, I think we're better than both of those teams. So I'll disagree, guys. They're both awesome, right? You know, if you're over on the AFC, you're praying for a Washington win. Because then you feel like you almost maybe get a layup line in the Super Bowl. But that being said, Washington doesn't stand a chance. So the Eagles are advancing. And that being said, I think we're better than both of those teams. Like Kansas City doesn't score enough for me. They don't score enough anymore for me, where I think Buffalo can get into the 30s, 40s easier. So they're both different matchups, and you're going to have to play different styles of game versus both of them. So, but I still think we're better. And that's not me being a homer. That's what I've been saying since week 5, that, you know, before that in August, a lot of us were. It's the best team in football, top to bottom on paper, if healthy, and they're healthy.
Yeah. I'll go next here. So I've been saying this all week to anybody I can talk to. The Eagles are a unicorn. When I say that, they're very, very unique because there's not a team in the league that can do what they do and play this simple scheme that they can play truly on both sides of the ball, just because their personnel is that much better than you. And I would say out of the 4 teams that are left, I understand the offense, but if you look at units as a whole, our defense has been the most consistent unit out of all the 4 teams if you look at both sides of the ball, and it travels, right? And I would say our running game has always been consistent. I think that's why Baltimore sitting home, they got away from the running game on Sunday for whatever reason, right? They try to, when you get in these heat of these moments, right, and you get in the money downs, you get in the money times, you do things that are uncharacteristic of you that you haven't done all season. I think that's a lot of what we saw. We saw Jared Goff's worst game probably since 2020, right? You saw Ben Johnson. Maybe his mind was elsewhere. Maybe he knew he had the Chicago Bears job in the bag. Maybe he looked at the contract before the game. And I understand the game plan and went into that. When we talked about it, Chux, it's just that one play, that desperation trick play in the first half of the fourth quarter, right? Mark Andrews did something uncharacteristic, has a fumble since 2019, dropped the pass for the 2-point conversion. You have all these things. And yes, we could sit here we all year. And honestly, I sit here and I say this because I disagree. I disagree to the poll because, like Tom said, I mean, if everything is everything, and we'll get into a little bit more, if the Eagles play a clean game on Sunday and don't give Washington extra possessions, they win by 7 or more, maybe 10. Then that's legit, and that's just real. I mean, and it's going to be cold. Listen, Jaden, love him. I have respect the kid. When they played in December 22nd, the weekend before Christmas, right? I think the temperatures that day were unseasonably warm in Washington. I think it was like 45, 50 degrees. Next game, played Dallas in the Dome. Next game, played Tampa on the road. It's Florida in January. It was warm. Next game, played Detroit in the Dome. It's going to be elements outside. It may snow, it may not, but it's going to be in the 30s at kickoff, and it's going to drop. Those hits hurt. That ground hurts. He's going to get touched. And the other thing is, with the Eagles, they've been picked apart all year from their own fan base. They've dealt with adversity right inside their own borders. It doesn't have to come from the outside. It's their own people that have literally minusculed and under a magnifying glass. Every bit of success for this team gets picked apart. It gets criticized. It gets looked under as a microscope. So if you talk about a team that has handled adversity and not living up to expectations, and now you're being told that this rookie quarterback is going to come in here and has a legitimate chance to send you home. Yeah, anything can happen any given Sunday. We've all seen that, right? And this is also the team that you just played that had your worst defensive performance. You had 5 takeaways and you still lost. I'll take something away from what Reed Blankenship said. Reed Blankenship said, yeah, we're excited about the matchup. They were watching the Commanders game and they knew the Lions didn't see anything like Jaden Daniels. This is the 3rd time. 2nd time healthy. So I disagree to the poll because I don't know who's coming out of the AFC Championship game. Honestly, when you look at it, they're very evenly matched, but different. Like the Chiefs just know how to win. There's nothing when you're really preparing for them that you don't know how many different ways or how they're going to attack you. But really what the Chiefs do and what they've done this year is they play sound football and they wait for you to make a mistake.
Yep. And
if you want to admit it or not, they may sometimes get help from the zebra. And when I'm telling it happens on 3rd downs when teams are trying to get off the field, and everything that happened on Saturday with those calls that were questionable turned into points. It's almost like turnovers, right? Why did we lose that game in Washington? We had 5 turnovers. We didn't cash it. We didn't turn it into 6. Yep. It was field goal. So I look at this, the 4 teams that's left. I'm like Tom, and this is not a homer. I just know if we play our best game, which we still haven't done that yet on both sides of the ball, when that does happen, when the money is on, and it's February 9th, because I expect us to be playing, I don't think there's a team in the league that can touch us. Because I don't know how you stop. We've seen it. We'll get into the film, right? The Rams was in the right position on some of those run plays. The 78-yard run play, they had the right call. It was one player off, 2 players in one gap. That's all it took. And that was in the snow in less than ideal conditions. There's no track. There's no issues on the ground. There's no issues on the field. It can happen at any point. Yeah, you can bottle it up for 20 plays. But those 2 or 3 that you don't, that could lead to 3 touchdowns. That's 21 points. You know what I mean? So That's where I stand. Chux, where do you stand on the poll
Yeah,
question.
it's going to be unanimous, and I don't think we're being, we're all Eagles fans here, and we're trying to talk NFL as a whole, but I don't think we're being biased. And I'll lead with this: I don't place bets. I'm not big on betting and sports betting, but according to Fox NFL, Fox Sports NFL, the Super Bowl odds right now to out of the 4 remaining teams, 4th place is Washington at plus 650. 3rd place are the Bills at plus 260. 2nd place, Chiefs plus 240, and then first odds are for the Eagles plus 175. So even the odds there are showing you Eagles right now are the favorite out of all the 4 teams. Why is that? Because a lot of things you guys said in the fact that we are really like the best all around team. People want to highlight, we've been, like what you said, Pete, we've been hearing so much noise from some of our fan base, but also from national media. They only want to focus on our passing game struggles, which I understand. I get that, but I've been saying since after the first week of the Packers game, or after we won against the Packers in the wild card round. I think people are trying to still wrap their heads around the fact that the Eagles are a team that might not need an elite passing attack to win the Super Bowl. We have an elite running game and a dominant defense, the best defense in the league. That formula to win a Super Bowl hasn't been present for how many years? 20 plus years. So it's all about passing. So everyone's like, okay, you can't win a Super Bowl without passing at an elite level. Maybe that's changed. That's very possible. So people are struggling with that concept, with that narrative, and it's very, very. It is. You're looking at this team, and however you want to shape it, no matter what your gripes are with Jalen Hurts, Saquon is the key right now for the Eagles. He is the engine of the car, the vehicle. He's making this go, and I'm not disrespecting Hurts, not disrespecting AJ Brown or Devontae Smith. We all love them. We are going to need them, but it's a matter of, I think you said it. You brought this point up. If you're the Eagles, why in the world would we stop running if you can't stop us? Why stop running? Like, there's no point to it. And I know there were other people that said that too in the media. I think Shannon Sharp said it. Like, if you are going to not be able to stop us from running the ball effectively, why in the world would the Eagles stop doing that and stop winning? So until a team is able to do so, and I'll point this out too. A lot of all season long, the Eagles are by far the best and most efficient and most effective team when running with 8 or 9 man boxes against them. We still break them off. No other team does that. So it doesn't matter how you defend us. It's only a matter of time until Saquon breaks one. And like you said, we'll get into it in the film room because we'll break down on 70-yard touchdown by Saquon. But yeah, it's really the Eagles. The only thing preventing us is us making those mistakes, right? Us killing ourselves. We haven't done so with turnovers. We've done so with drops. Or we've made it hard on ourselves with drops, with penalties, like just self-inflicted mistakes that haven't turned into losses, thank God. But we're not turning the ball over. So the fact that we're here, we got 2 wins in the playoffs, despite not playing our best ball. I think it's at some point you're going to awaken the giant. Like, it's going to click.
Right.
So that's I do think it's the Eagles. So if I went and I'll raise this to you guys now. So if I were the Super Bowl odds, say Eagles, Chiefs, Bills, and then Commanders. If you were to do your own ranking of teams likely to win a Super Bowl, or like do a power ranking of the 4 teams, would you keep that or would you switch it around a little bit? So it's Eagles, Chiefs, Bills, Commanders.
I would probably swap the Bills and the Chiefs, just because I think Josh Allen's on a mission.
Yeah, I agree with
a mission to beat the Chiefs, right? Not a mission to necessarily beat the Eagles, but that would be their Super Bowl. That's why I would put them second.
Very, 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 very well said. That's where it's almost like for the Eagles, we do what we need to do. We handle business. You want the Bills to win because they're putting. And honestly, let's be real. The Chiefs are now the Patriots. You see it. You have to dig into something extra to get over that hump, right? So I would do the same thing. If we're talking neutral site, just team for team, teams at the top performance, I would probably go Eagles, Bills, Chiefs, Command. Because with the Chiefs, it's really it's Pat. And for whatever reason, I don't know what D'Amico was thinking about not covering Kelsey. It's just from a skill set perspective, like you said, every pundit, and even we hear the dial people that we know, and they pick apart Jalen and they want this and they see the money. They're looking at the QB position through a lens that really probably in the next 2 to 3 years doesn't exist. And the reason why can't nobody do what we can do is because they don't have the best O-line in the league in personnel. And they surely don't have the best running back in the league. They don't have a running back that can sit there, and can, if everything can hit, they don't have a running back that could take it 60 or could take it, 78 in the snow. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, like I said it earlier on. I haven't done shows with you guys in a while, but I said it after the bye week. It's a real simple formula for this team to pretty much not lose, right? It's keep Jalen under 25 attempts. There's your number. When you stretch any quarterback out, you put him in harm's way. Harm's way meaning interceptions, right? Bad decisions, fumbles, different things. That's not saying Jalen doesn't take care of the football well. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you are the number one rushing attack in football. I don't care what Baltimore did. I don't care. They're literally one, but 1 and 1A, and that's where we're at. And you can see how dominant you are. And when you have a quarterback who can run too, you put even more pressure on a defense. This is an RPO driven team, and RPO meaning like they're not even passing off of it, right? It's Jalen keeps it or Saquon keeps it, and then people have to freeze. We talked about this in August, right? And then people have to freeze. So why we tried it? We tried Jeffrey's way, and I like to say Jeffrey's way. The first 4 weeks, we were 2-2, trying to throw it all around the yard, and I said, you can be explosive this way too. This way can be fun. You're not 3 yards in a cloud of dust. You are 80 to the house, right? They look like a 20-yard run. You're 60 to the house. You're a quarterback 44 to the house, right? This is explosive. This is explosive in the running game, which is different. People aren't used to it. You think running game, you think 3 yards. This team averaged 5 yards a carry for the season. For the season, they averaged 5 yards a carry. They averaged 9 yards a carry in a divisional round. It's insane. It's insane. Sorry for the rant, but I've never talked to you guys about that. But it wasn't a shot at Jalen saying, don't throw him over 25 attempts. It's how good of a team this is and how great of an offensive line, like you're saying, Pete, that like, why would you even try to do anything stupid? Yeah. And then all they did is lose one game through that entire stretch, and it was a game he got hurt in.
Yeah. He got hurt. Calcaterra probably had his worst game blocking, so it was a lot in that game.
Yeah, we were winning 14-0 before he got hurt. So
and then we went up 21-7. And then because it was 14-0 after the second touchdown at that Pickett through, they came in, they got another 3 and out, had a punt, and then I think it was either second or third down after a first down. That's when Pickett threw the pick, and then but even from there, he finished the game with broken wrist. So that's what, like, when I try to explain it to people, for the Eagles, they could not have had a better matchup, not just from just outside noise and the intangibles, but you think they don't remember that game?
Oh, they do.
You think they don't? Yeah, you think they don't remember that performance? You don't remember? You don't think that they remember what they did that was uncharacteristic, and that they won +5 in a turnover battle and they lost the game? I want to sit here and say this, and I know people that are Commanders fans, and it is what it is, right? I'm not trying to burst your bubble, but you go and look. When's the last time you beat a team straight up?
In terms of what?
Just when's the last time they beat a team that was in the playoffs, no turnovers, and a team not playing uncharacteristically outside themselves? In Tampa, it took Baker a routine handoff. Things happen. Don't get me wrong. Crazy shit happens in the game. 23-20, right? And if you rank the defenses that they played, you would probably say Tampa's better than Detroit just off of straight up health. And Tampa's defense, their secondary was trash, right? And then you look at Detroit, they were 18 players in on injured reserve on the defensive side. Goff threw 2 picks. The killer pick was the end of the first half because that took all points off the board. If they get a field goal there and they come out in the second half, they did a 3 and out and they scored 31-31. It's a completely different game. And then the fumble, then you have the pick 6. Well, I don't even know if Washington had a pick 6 at any point in time. You need things to happen. Once again, I'm not. It's just if the Eagles played a clean game and Jalen takes care of the ball, and we have to play them straight up. We've already seen that. Now, what I will say, in those 25 attempts that Jalen has, needs to become more effective, but that goes on him trusting himself and trusting his eyes what he sees, and then also in the game on the play call. That's what I didn't like from Sunday. Yeah. There was your quarterback gets bent back in a half Boston crab and the damn near rear naked choke, right? And then we come out, we get the stop. Yeah, right. Not even so much you're passing the ball; it was the 3-4. It was a 5-step drop. Why are we doing that? Even if somebody is open, he's not 100%. We can just, and you got 4 yards on the first down running the ball. Yep. It was 2nd and 6. So that's when, not when we sit here and we say everything needs to click. It's not just on the field. Nick, Kellen, that needs to click. And if that all marries well, we need that for this next game for sure. And we all want that second game where we're talking about this in 2 weeks. And from that standpoint, there's no one in the league that I don't know how you stop it. I literally, because you know it's coming. You heard the Rams talk about it. They said, you had people sitting here. We had CBS Sports writers, Sports Illustrated, ESPN writers. They're going to hold Saquon under 100 yards.
Yeah, right.
It's right. So when we sit here and we say Jaden Daniels is red hot, you can say the same thing about Saquon. You can say the same thing about our offensive line. And now with right guard Sam Cosmi out, and we'll get into our 3-step drop. The 3-step drop, when we talk about the top 3 players that are left in the playoffs, you got the matches all. You got the matchups all the way around. Now, when you look at the Bills and the Chiefs, Deion Dawkins. Their offensive line, I'll probably say, would be second best. What you said, it's a different look to them. They've been effective running the ball as well, and Josh is doing the most. And what thing with Josh is now, what sets him apart this year from prior years, the talent's always there, the arm talent's always there. The decision making is different. He went from being reckless to just being aggressive. We've seen it. We see the old Josh tried to come out on Sunday night when he stuffed at the line. He was ready to pitch that ball. Old Josh would have pitched that, but the situational awareness now with less talent, and now he's become his most effective.
I think it's not even just less talent. Like with Josh, did you guys realize in that game against Baltimore, he only threw 1 pass beyond 10 yards. Mm-hmm. That was it. The rest of the game, every single pass he threw was less than 10 yards. But this is, and Pete, remember on I forget if it was Birds of Feather at the time, but I think it was 2-3 years ago when they lost in the playoffs. What did I say Buffalo needed to do? They needed to bulk up on the interior and have an actual running game. This is what they are now. And look at what they're doing. Like Tom, I know your boy, the running back you loved out of the draft, James Cook. He is stepped up to be such a good running back. Yep. And then even his tandem, his running mate there, Ray Davis is someone I wanted the Eagles to draft.
Yep.
That is such a good tandem. They're running the ball so well. And Josh has become, not in a derogatory way, I'm saying this as a compliment, he's learned to manage the game because that's all he needs to do. Like he just needs to distribute, use his legs as well, and obviously not turn the ball over. And he's doing that. But what's great about it is, and why I agree that like if I were to power rank these last 4 teams, Bills would be second, is because at any given moment, Josh Allen can be Superman. And
the 65-yard bomb is still there. And it's crazy that you just said something about he's found out how to manage the game. Like, it just goes to show what people pick and choose to talk about. Patrick Mahomes has been a game manager for the last 2 seasons, and he won a Super Bowl last year doing it.
Yes, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, the Patrick Mahomes that threw for 300-400 yards. Yeah, the game,
right? Like
the
Burrow,
game has changed.
For 10,000 yards this year, he's at home.
Right.
Like,
Lamar's going to win his 3rd MVP. He's at home.
Yep.
Had crazy stats all year. Yep. He's at home. You see what I'm saying? He's watching, just like we will be watching, right? So
because what cost him that game?
Yeah, exactly. The efficiency.
Trying to do too much, right?
Do too much.
That one play cost the whole game, right? He's trying to do too much.
You fumble, bad snap, just fall on the ball.
Yep.
Don't try to pick it up and try to do something. But Nick Saban, I was listening to Nick Saban, and he was saying something about like when he was coaching Jalen, like,
yeah, I heard that one.
Don't scramble to force the throw, dude. And he's like, sometimes these guys are just athletes. They think they can make chicken salad out of chicken shit 100 times out of 100 times, and sometimes you just can't. You can't do that, and you give extra possessions. You know what I mean? You give those extra possessions. So, yeah, man, it's good games, and I just hope the refs don't butt their nose in it. That's I don't know who the crews are. I haven't seen
it. We got Sean. I know Eagles Commanders have Sean Hockley,
and he usually favors some of the stuff the Eagles do.
We're like 6-0,
6 or like 1 or something. I think our last loss was like before 2018 or something like that. I think it was
I mean, and real quick, and then I'll let you guys take the conversation where you want to take it. Like, just for once again, I cannot stress to enough people, because I don't think this is happening. I don't think this is happening in any of the other 3 fan bases. Sometimes within the Eagles fan base, and why people hate us is because we fight amongst ourselves and we forget what happens. You had an AJ drop that was uncharacteristic, not even so much a drop, but it took him to the ground, and then it was just he couldn't complete the catch. That would have been 6. The false start on Lane, they said that was coming from the Rams simulating a call. That is another 6. That makes the game 34 at that point, 34-15. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's how we look at it, and you don't see the numbers, and then the numbers are not going to equate to passing yards. Does not take away from a quarterback's effectiveness. I don't think there's a stat out there for like how effective a QB is or what he does and what he brings to the game. Like, listen, we just had an inauguration yesterday. I didn't watch it. It was at work, whatever. But where do you ever think 20 years ago you would have a bill signed and have a $500 billion commitment to AI? That was an executive order that was signed yesterday. So it's not just a game of football. Things around you evolve and they don't stay the same, and it's going to look different. So guess what, people? It's going to look different. Now, can it still happen? Will the Super Bowl ultimately be a shootout? It could be. Hell, the last time he was in a Super Bowl, Jalen outplayed Patrick Mahomes except for one play.
Yeah.
They sent the blitz that the offensive line hadn't seen all year, and it was a missed call. You know what I mean? And that happens. I hope that's the other thing. I hope the team gets the chance to do it again. Like, there's certain teams that's right now. There's 2 teams that know what it takes to get there. That's the Eagles. That's the Chiefs. The other 2 teams, the Bills have been close, but
Commanders
they need to kill Goliath on Sunday. Yeah. And the Commanders are ahead of schedule, and they are truly, truly happy to be there. Now, could that be dangerous? Yeah, but only if the Eagles let their guard down. Like, there's no multiverse of Earth. You're going to sit here and tell me that the Commanders can just simply beat the Eagles. If the Eagles lose Sunday, it's only because the Eagles lost. It's not because they get beat.
The Eagles lose the game, yeah.
The Eagles lose. They beat themselves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I hear you. I see what you're saying. Yeah. I think for me, as we wrap up this segment, I think for me, if I'm looking at the Bills and Chiefs game, it is so evenly. I don't know what to make of it, because I think that with the Bills, they have their, well, I mean, both of them have their identity, right? Yep. The Bills, they're firing on all cylinders in terms of, hey, this is what we need to be. This is what we've been, and it's working so well. With the Chiefs, it's just like what you said is correct, Pete, in terms of they wait for you to make a mistake. With the Chiefs, it's just like they don't look explosive. They have their flaws, but I think I forget what the exact stat was, but they are the best and most efficient third down team in the league. Mm-hmm. So when it comes to money downs, and I think part of it is because they are so run heavy with Kareem Hunt and with Isaiah Pacheco being back, when they get into third downs, it's third and manageable. So when it's third and medium or third and short, it doesn't take much to pick up the first down. And you know, when Patrick Mahomes, how many times have we seen him do it? When he's back there, he doesn't see anything. he scrambles for just enough yards to get the first down, and it's moved the chain. So like they are the best third down team. I think also in the red zone, they are one of the best red zone teams in the league. So situationally, they're just that experience, that Super Bowl experience, is factoring in, and it's just like they know how to get here because they know what it takes for winning football.
Yep.
And it's going to be really interesting to see how the Bills approach it, because if the Bills don't make a mistake, if the Bills again capitalize on what they're supposed to be doing, I think the Bills win. I think the Bills go in, and I think they're the better team. It's just a matter of like, can they keep it together? Can Josh Allen be the guy that he's become? Because right now, I think we'd all agree, right? Josh Allen this season has played better than Patrick Mahomes. Absolutely. But again, they are in Kansas City. We've seen how things are going in Kansas City. It'll be interesting to see how it unfolds. But Tom, I don't know if you have any last thoughts on the Bills and Chiefs game.
No, I just don't think there's a quarterback in football who's had a better year with less. And sometimes you have to take away that number one option that
you want to force feed.
Yeah, I'm going to force and force and force. If you look at the Bills, they spread the ball around a ton.
Yep.
They get a lot of people involved, and his running ability is obviously something that's talked about, but almost like not talked about enough.
People forget how big he is, dude.
Yeah, like he's their power part of their run game, which is crazy. Like their quarterbacks are power part of their run, but they're obviously like different than Lamar. Lamar had a fantastic year. Obviously has one of the best running backs in football. So you sort of, you can sort of smell that he's done it before, but Allen's lost a good amount of stuff, right? Or just around him. And to be able to have the year he's had is just goes to show you how much better he's gotten year in, year out. He's a stud. And I just don't think, I think this is their Super Bowl. That's why I think they win this football game.
I do too.
It's
real quick stat. Did you guys realize, so you guys know how both of them traded for wide receivers right at the trade deadline. So Amari Cooper went to the Bills and DeAndre Hopkins went to the Chiefs. Do you realize that in the last game, both of them barely played any snaps? I think in terms of snaps, they were behind. They were fourth. They were fourth in snap percentage among wide receivers, and they were behind their tight end twos on the respective teams. So it's crazy to me. Like both veteran receivers, Amari Cooper and DeAndre Hopkins, who were brought in to be impact, like final piece of the puzzle for both teams. Nothing.
Well,
it's crazy.
I think it goes to how much they run the football too.
Yeah,
both teams, right, and how they want to run the ball. And those guys probably, just my guess, right, that at this point in their careers, they're probably not ecstatic about run blocking. Maybe that's it's the only thing I can think of, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and then Cooper missed time because he got hurt first or second game. But for D-Hop, it's just different. Like Mahomes has never been that type of quarterback that throw the back shoulder. So if you think about the type of receiver that Hopkins is, like Andy's never really meshed well with something like that. You know what I mean? It's different. But I would say if we just look at the match, I think the Chiefs have the better defense, but I think the Bills have a better offense as a whole. I think the offensive lines are a wash. The defensive line for Buffalo, even that, but it's just the system in itself where Spags, he plays zone, but more man to man. I would say Trent McDuffie's probably the best corner out of both teams.
Yeah.
It's intangibles that are going to come down to that game. Like Chiefs
are probably better guards
right
front than
better center Creed Humphrey.
But then that weakness for the Bills, they probably don't have as good of guards as the Chiefs do, and obviously
they have better tackles.
And they got better tackles, but then the Chiefs, biggest piece on defense is their their interior line.
Yeah, right? And Karlaftis is hitting another gear. And I just don't. But CJ is not elusive like that, where Josh may be able to make, and he really only need to make one person miss. Like Vegas told you. Like I remember right after they won the game, right after the Eagles game, I went to every book and it says what is this line going to open up at? Because you can hear all the hoopla Washington's hot, Washington's hot, Washington's hot. Vegas is going to tell you, like, they're looking at this, who's the better team? Line opened up at 5.5. Now the line is 6.5. I wouldn't be surprised if the line moves to 7 by kickoff. But when we looked at the Chiefs line and Bills line when it opened up, 1.5. And I'm like, okay.
It's dead even. Well,
It's
a
pick 'em.
if you consider home field advantage, you'd say that the line is in favor of the Bills.
Yeah, because if it's a neutral site, then it's Bills. It's Bills -2.
-2, yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's definitely when you think about the matchups, it's an exciting matchup because you have a young up and coming team on the NFC side, and you have probably the best personnel team from top to bottom in the Eagles, and then you have probably two of the most recognizable faces in the league on the AFC side, and they have history. So honestly, the same thing that we could be said about the Commanders and the Eagles matchup, where the Eagles have a bad taste in their mouth. The last team to beat the Chiefs was the Bills.
But then Bills still, Bills still want revenge because of
of course,
from the playoff game.
The Gabe Davis game.
Yeah, the Gabe Davis game. How much? What do you think the odds are? And I know we're getting really into this. What do you think the odds are this game also goes to overtime?
High,
right? I would love for this game to go to overtime again, but this time they have the rule.
Right, both teams are going to touch it.
Going to put the possession, so that would be very, very interesting. I would absolutely love for this game like to reach that extra stanza. That would add so much drama to it.
Yeah, it's like whoever gets the ball last. That's kind of how it was in Super Bowl 57. Andy, I cannot stress, and this is the thing. People forget that Jalen can do that. Like he really can. He can win a game. However, he can just turn it on. To sit here and think that you have a quarterback that you did not want to touch the ball because you knew what would happen, and now that team and that quarterback line is probably the same, if not slightly better, and they have a running back and a weapon that you can't. There's no answer. Like, and he's in the league 6 years. Man, imagine if they would have drafted this dude the whole time. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I hear. Oh my God, dude. It's we're in for a treat. Tom, I know you're tired. You've been up since 9 o'clock, 8:30. You're more than welcome to stick around. We can switch things up if you want. If we want to go 3-step drop segment where we're naming the top 3 players, because I know you're really not big on the film like that, where me and Chux kind of dig into the weeds. So if you want to stick around, we'll run 3-step drop now, and we'll name our top 3 players that's remaining. And or if you want to bounce out, it's up to you. This is your ship. You call the shots.
I mean, I'll stay till I fall asleep. So,
okay. You pulling a Noah?
Yeah.
Oh my God! Well, yeah, we'll try to do a 3-step drop. We'll pull that up. So real quick, and this is a tough task because I went down each roster, and I pulled up who are the best teams on each roster, and I put that list, and I was like, yo, narrowing this down to 3 players is like impossible. Right. But I think it's gonna be interesting to see. It's kind of like what's your flavor kind of thing. Like, who do you prefer out of these 2? So like. If you want, I can run down the list of names that I came up with.
Right, and it's the top 3 players from each team or top 3 players overall.
I was thinking top 3 players overall. Like,
okay, that's where I'm at with
it. If I were just at a quick glance going through all the rosters, this is who I came up with as list of names to choose from. Right. So obviously you got for the Eagles, you got Saquon, you got Lane Johnson, you got Jalen Carter. Right, those are elite players on the top of our heads that we can think of. Then you got Chris Jones, Patrick Mahomes, Creed Humphrey, Joe Tooney for the Chiefs. For the Commanders, you got Jaden Daniels. I can't think of anyone else. Maybe Frankie Louvu, but I don't think Frankie Louvu is up there. And then for the Bills, you got Josh Allen. Again, I don't know. Like Spencer Brown, I guess you can consider too.
Deion Dawkins, maybe.
So like those are the names, and so like. Narrowing it down, it's going to be very interesting. But like,
and you're saying top 3 players and criteria factors just overall.
However you want to say it, but pick 3.
Because if you're talking about top 3 most important and then top 3 overall, it's two different lists.
Oh yeah, if you're gonna do most important, it would be the QBs.
Right,
Let's
exactly.
just say like best players. Which three would be?
If I'm doing an all pro of 3 players all pro from the teams that are left, I'm not going to have a commander on my team.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I can tell you that. I would probably go Jalen Carter.
Okay.
Josh Allen and Saquon Barkley.
Okay. All right. Mine would be Saquon. It would be Lane. And then I had a really tough time narrowing it down to Chris Jones or Josh Allen, but I think I'm going to go with Josh Allen.
Yeah.
I think I go with Josh Allen. Just because he's playing unbelievable this year.
I don't want to be the same as you because I was going Saquon and Lane. His impact is unlike any other.
Mm-hmm.
Saquon's one.
Mm-hmm.
Allen's got to be on the list.
Yeah.
I guess just to be different, I could go Mahomes because obviously he's obviously the best player in the game, so it's an easy one. But I mean, I'm really on the Lane Johnson game. I mean, our numbers, our record when he plays from when he doesn't. I mean, he's a Mount Rushmore of like all-time great. So I just don't think he's like talked about enough nationally.
Correct.
Not that offense linemen are, but his importance is so big.
He's by far the best offensive lineman in the game today. This season. We'll talk about this season, but like the fact that he didn't make first team All Pro is absolutely asinine.
It's a travesty. Everybody fell in love with the cliche and the points.
I love Soul, but he's not better than Lane.
Yeah, he's not better than Lane.
He'll have his years of getting it. That's why it's such a joke. Like he's going to probably get it for 8 straight years. So give it to the guy who's 35. Who's doing it at that age? Like,
give it to the guy who's been better. Like,
all stats accounted for. He's been better.
Yeah, like it's okay.
Yeah,
it's okay. I know Detroit was a toast to the town. I get it.
Yeah, I know. Right? It's so good.
This guy's been doing it at a high level, and like whenever he doesn't play, we lose.
Yep.
Like if you took him off this team now, I still think we're really good. But I mean.
Yeah, don't even bring it into existence.
We'll stop it.
I know I've heard someone very credible say this, and the fact that they're very credible, it stuck with me, and I'm gonna go again. I don't know. I'm not great with the history of the game. My knowledge of the game goes from 2000 and on. So like I'm very limited on anything before that, outside of Barry Sanders, obviously, but. Someone that I is very credible said that Lane Johnson to him is the best pass protecting offensive lineman in the history of the game. So him saying that, I'm like, wow. Yes. And you get to think about it, and it's just like, actually, yeah.
Hold up. I don't even have to think about it. The guy doesn't give up sacks.
He doesn't.
In a pass happy league.
Yeah. And Tom, he doesn't get help. He's on an island all the time. He is by himself. It's him alone. There are like that's another thing, like help rates and island rates, like how much does the offensive tackle get help? Lane Johnson and Jordan Mailata clear everyone else in the league by far, how much they're on the island. And not only that, their efficiency when they're on an island clears everyone else. So like it's insane. It's as though that stuck with me. When I heard him say that a few months ago, I'm like, that might be true. Lane Johnson might be.
I was thinking like as pass pro as a tackle. Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy.
And I mean, listen, I don't want to give him credit. He didn't do things right. He didn't do a lot of things. He didn't do a lot of things right when he was here, but damn it, if he didn't get that one right. Because
you're talking about Chip. Oh, okay.
Chip,
yeah. National championship.
National championship cup.
Big guys beat up on small guys.
Yeah. Who was the other tackle that went high before Lane?
Dallas got it. Never mind. But
oh yeah, the one the Chiefs took.
No, was it the Chiefs or the Jaguars?
Well, I think there were two of them. Lane was the third offensive lineman.
Wasn't one Eric Fisher or something like that?
Yes, there it is. Eric Fisher.
Yeah.
Eric Fisher, yep.
But
yeah.
the Jaguars took somebody else too. But I think it was
don't
Eric
remember
Fisher because Lane was 4 overall in 2013.
Yeah.
I can try to, if you want to stop, I can try to look it up. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you could have went Mahomes overall on that. Now I would say if you look at Saquon is one that I think consensus would be on every list, no matter how we look at this top 3. But if you look at like top 3 mismatches, regardless, this bitch is dragging his ass at 35, 36 years old. There's still no. I don't know how you guard Jason Kelce. I mean, Travis Kelce. Excuse me. He's still a mismatch issue. Like if you get him on somebody,
because
and
he's smart. He's smart.
But like I feel like, and now I can't.
Well, I mean, look at the other side of it is look who's throwing them the ball too.
Yeah.
They
know each other so well.
Yeah, the guy's so good. And it's like I hate the Mahomes face now, right? Where it's like, listen, I don't get caught up in it. When you win that much and you're the center of attention, right? You start to notice like, oh, look at that call. Oh,
yeah,
don't like that. Now the Texans game was clear and obvious, right? But like, in general, like he's not getting out called that much more than the rest of the league. Right. And maybe he is, I don't know, but it's all eyes on him. We thought the same things with Brady, right? Yeah. Like when you win, you get the benefit of stuff. Mm-hmm. That's the point of being a winner. You get the calls. Happens in NBA games all the time. Yeah. So I mean, it's just,
NBA is even more egregious.
NBA is the worst.
I mean, like, but that's what like the first time I think
Saturday, it would be like we'll have to do a 20-hour show.
I think Saturday was the first time that we seen him like actively looking for the call, and we forget that we just.
It's not the first time; it's the most blatant. That was the most blatant, obviously.
So we say the Bills, this is their Super Bowl, right? Remember, the Chiefs had to go through it. When I said the Chiefs or the Patriots, now they had to go through the Patriots. Remember that D Ford offside.
Infamous D Ford.
So now what do we have to do? They had to come back the next year.
Yeah.
And they had to get through the pass.
Good point. Yeah.
And like you have to learn how to win. Right? Like you have to learn how to win. That brings full circle back to the Commanders. I don't know any rookie quarterback that's taken this team to the Super Bowl. Has that ever happened?
It hasn't. They're 0-5 in NFC title games.
Let's make it over.
This will be the 6th rookie quarterback to start a title game.
That's crazy.
And it was Sean King, lost.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Roethlisberger
lost.
Mark Sanchez, lost.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Who was it? I just want
to. That's
Russell Wilson. Did Russell Wilson make it this far in his rookie season or no? With the Seahawks, because he won it.
Was his rookie season 2012?
Yeah.
Yes. That was the Crabtree and Richard. No. What was 2012? When did they go?
They won it in 2013.
Yeah, but they went because I remember San Fran.
Oh, got it. Here it is.
They beat Atlanta in the divisional round.
Okay. Sean King, Ben Roethlisberger, Joe Flacco, 2008 Ravens.
Oh shoot.
Mark Sanchez, 2009 Jets. Brock Purdy, 2022 49ers. And Jaden Daniels, Commanders, 2024.
This year.
I forgot Brock was we was a rookie then. 49ers shouldn't pay him, by the way. Just saying that, just throwing that out there.
We'll talk about that. That's a good topic. That is a good topic. We will get into. Tom, what year was Sean King? Because he was the first one.
Sean King was 1999.
That was Tampa Bay, St. Louis.
It's crazy that
no rookie quarterback has ever won or even started a Super Bowl.
Yeah, no rookie quarterbacks before 1999. Like, I guess that speaks to how the game was back then, where if you were a rookie quarterback, you didn't play, right? Because you think that, I mean, it's rare, I know that, but like you think if rookie quarterbacks were starting kind of consistently back then one would have made it. But 1999 was the first time. That's crazy.
It's one thing I don't like about it is no rookie quarterback's ever been to a Super Bowl.
Yeah,
like played in a Super Bowl, started in a Super Bowl. Like I'm not a big fan of that. Like, odds are on our side, but it's a Philly thing. This is
It
odds.
stresses you out.
Like you want to know, like people asked me what scared me last week. I said it was fires 3,000 miles away. Like that's what scared me. That's what.
Did you see they had the LAFD?
I saw it, and immediately when I saw it for the game, obviously, listen, thoughts and prayers for sure, right? Like I'm not making light of it. I'm making as light of it as I can to being a Philly sports fan, that I can see how this goes. And the game would be played in LA. Oh goodness, here we go, right? And then the same thing here is like you can see the how can you sell it, right? You look for like how can TV networks sell? Well, first rookie quarterback to ever start in a Super Bowl. Oh, don't do this to me.
I know.
We can't be the team to allow that to happen. There's a lot at stake on Sunday at 3:00.
Please.
And like you guys said, I said it before the last time we played them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to get over 21 on us. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to stand by it again. I don't know how they do it. Mm-hmm. Remember, they did all that when CJ started talking. He's gone. And then it became an explosive. Oh, everything was open. That's how important he is.
Well, and Tom, and to add to that, to your point, the defense was playing pretty well. They were getting turnovers. It's the cumulative effect. And this is why anyone who was saying that the loss was on the defense, I was like ready to punch them, right? When you're a defense, you're getting those turnovers, but then your offense is not scoring points. There's a cumulative effect to where what else do you want them to do?
They're nail in the coffin, guys. Right to your point, Chuck's like, can I get a nail in the coffin here? Like, we took over 5 times, and what did we score? 3 points or something? Like I mean, obviously scored more than that, but
I think it's 6. I think it was like 6 points off the turnovers.
6. You're not going to win that way.
You're not going to win. It's not, and that Reed Blankenship interception should have been game, and it was. And I'm not putting it on Smitty. I'm not putting it on Smitty. I understand, but it was.
I forgot all about the drop. I forgot all about the drop. Oh my goodness.
So
all about the drop.
At some point, like, it's not on the defense. So I hear you. Like, that's where I have confidence. And barring injury, knock on wood, my table's wood, so knock on wood. Like, barring injury, I think this defense. I'm not going to say they're going to shut them out, but they will do work. They're going to make Jaden Daniels work. They are going to. Like, the key to Aaron Glenn's game plan against the Commanders was not smart at all. Like, I do not know why you're continuing to blitz him, right? The key to that is you want to, one, get pressure with 4 so you have more in coverage, and then you want to be able to play zone so you can have eyes on the quarterback too, right? So you don't want, if you play man, he's gonna scramble all over you. So consistently, that's the formula on defense. That's what the Eagles do. They'll blitz every once in a while, and they'll have success with it, but like they will pressure with 4 and play zone.
And now with Sam Cosmi out, I don't know who the guard is, but
I don't know his name. It's a downgrade.
It's hats off to you. I don't know how. Like they said, 70% of the snaps Carter was double teamed, and he's pushing 2 people back. Yeah. And
he's not the only one. He's not the only one too, Pete. Like, Jordan Davis is a bad man. We all know that. Right. Milton Williams and Moro Jomo are playing really well.
Dude, like they said it like 93 and 97 right behind JD, where you kind of see, like, you don't see JD get as many snaps in the 4th quarter. And I think it's because it's the game situation. Like they know. Yeah, they can pass rush, but Nolan Smith, man.
Is he good?
Man, he definitely has turned the corner. But to answer your question about Aaron Glenn, I think that his thinking was, listen, I already know from a personnel standpoint, I'm depleted. I need to get the ball. I need to try to do what I can do. I don't want to take the ball out of his hands and make him make a decision, and I can live and die with that. But here's the thing.
But he went too far.
He definitely was too aggressive. I will say this as well, and this is coming from a friend of mine that's close, that's a Commanders fan, and we talk. It's not the bias, and that we actually talk ball. And I was like, dude, I was like, what's up? I was like, what happened? He's like, they overlooked us. Like, I really truly felt like
I think
Detroit started feeling themselves, and all the hoopla, like they thought they arrived. Like this 15-2 team, they thought they arrived. they thought they was literally just going to take the field, regardless of how they played, and maybe they thought Washington would just fold. And it also doesn't help that you haven't seen a quarterback on your schedule that's mobile like that all year.
Yeah.
And then you play him into his A game where he's like, all right, well, cool. If you're gonna do this, I got this, I got that, and then I can run, I can do like literally. It was a wide receiver screen that Terry McLaurin split for 70 yards to the house. There were so many plays.
Great play by him, by the way.
It was great. Not taking it, but there were so many plays that were just uncharacteristic that happened and that popped for them that got them to this point. Where it's like, how much magic do they have left in the tank?
We'll see. It'll be tested against us. Our defense.
We will see.
This is before I forget. The 2013 draft, the tackles that were taken before Lane were Eric Fisher at number 1 to the Chiefs, and then Luke Jokel.
As soon as you said Luke Jokel.
Yep. So, yeah.
He went to Jacksonville.
He
He was the second pick?
Second pick.
What team had the third pick? I'm going to see if I can guess it.
Oh, go ahead.
What was the team?
Miami. You'll remember it.
Offense or defense?
Defense.
Not Mario Williams.
No. That was way before.
3. Miami Dolphins defense.
Think edge player. Ultra athletic.
Rangy, right?
Rangy. Turned out to be a bust.
Oh, I know it. And oh my God. I can visualize him in my head. Oh.
Yeah.
Initial the first name.
Huh?
Initial the first name.
D.
Oh, I know it is. I won't be able, I can't think. It's not coming to me right now.
Last name starts with a J.
Jordan?
Yeah. First name.
Oh, wasn't DeAndre? No.
Dion
Jordan.
Oregon. Yes. Yep. Ultra athlete.
Yeah, it definitely was a bust.
Ultra athlete. Yep, bust.
But let's get into we got 3 plays. Well, maybe we'll get to all 3. The touchdown run from Saquon.
What do you want to do? You want to do touchdown run first?
Which one is this? The fumble?
So this is the fumble. I'm going.
So I didn't know this live that Carter was on that.
Wait, so you're gonna head out. I know it's in an hour, so it's up to you. Oh wait, I'm muted. Hold on, you're muted again.
No, I'm back. Sorry.
You're back.
Yeah. No, I'm just jumping in now. I'm dealing with a sick guy too. So this is never ends. But no, I don't know if you guys don't think I want to make this clear to the people. Like I don't want people to think I don't like film. I want to make clear. I don't need
I didn't say that.
No, not you guys. This is the biggest puffer fish comment of all time that I could probably ever make. But like, I don't need it. Like I'm that engaged in a weird way. But I do like seeing it like online and stuff where I see on Twitter where I can see something or see him like, you're probably going to show the play. So I'm not even going to talk about it. I guarantee it's one of your 3 plays, and I don't even know what all 3 of your plays are. So I'm not going to bring it up now. But I'm in.
All right, cool. Yeah, if you need to bounce, just let us know. I don't want you to be up. I know you're tired. So,
well, you know what's funny? This is new to me. The record's new. Just to tell the people, we can be transparent, right? We're not lying.
Yeah.
Right, we're not lying to anybody. But I might have hit the comment button like 17 times. Like they're like, look, see who's commenting. You want to talk about muscle memory? Oh my goodness!
The pressure, the lateral pressure of not having to check the chat.
Right.
That's a great Bob Uecker.
To anyone listening,
rest in peace, Bob Uecker, man.
Yeah, did a great Bob Uecker.
Oh yeah.
And nobody's listening anyway, Tom.
I can't. Oh, but I need to watch that movie again anyway. But yeah, I mean, to anyone that's listening or watching, we love you. We miss that we can't interact with you live, but this is the flexibility of pre-recordings. But yeah, all right, let's get it. This is the fumble. So it's clear cut and dry. This is a simple play to break down on film. There's not much schematically that you need to get into, except I want to point this out.
Mhm.
Jalen Carter works from the end spot. He's over here, right?
Far side of the field to the action.
Playing,
He's on
like
the weak side of the field.
Yeah, it looks like he's playing 3-eye. So he's playing on the 3-eye technique here, right? And he's going to work his way up to the play side, right? So after the snap, we got the I think this is 97 is Jomo, right? So he's going to get penetration, but he's going to miss.
Before you continue, this play, if Carter doesn't make this play is a hit. I don't know how far it goes.
True. Yeah.
But you can see the hole developing now. Look how much space he has.
There is a space right there. Yeah, that comes back.
Brooks is all tied up in there.
Yep.
And who's that? CJ behind him.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it.
Right. So if Kyron gets through that hole and Carter doesn't make this play, that is, I want to say that's CJ on the backside, and that's at that point it may be a foot race.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's a touchdown because Kyron's not explosive.
Right, exactly.
But it's a big gain. It's a big gain. It's a big for sure. He has room to make, but like the fact
that's a hold right there, by the way.
Yeah.
It's a hold.
He gets held 45 times a game. I'm not making that up either.
Oh yeah.
70 snaps, he's held 40 of them. Promise you.
Oh my God, it's insane. It really is insane. But he's working out from that 3 eyes coming across, and then him maybe to punch that. Yeah, that's incredible. That's an absolutely incredible play. Like I don't, and he did the same thing in the first matchup.
Yep.
Like you watch it back, it's the same thing. He punches it out. Just incredible. So like it's clear on tried. Nothing too crazy about this, but I just found it really interesting. He made it lined up as a 3-eye. He wasn't playing one tech. It wasn't on the interior. So to work his way across the line like that and to make that play as Kyron's getting up to the second level, phenomenal. So I have nothing else to say. I don't know if you guys have anything else to say.
No, I mean to see him line up on the outside like that in the 3-eye and do that and shed a block while being held, it's different. Fletcher couldn't even do this.
No, this is freak stuff.
Yeah.
This is
nicknames. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like a part of me almost wish I was like, yeah, you know what? Howie needs to hit up AD and just bring him out of retirement, just so we can have just so they both like they can both see single matchups for once in their career.
Yeah,
it's crazy the similarities they both have, because you don't, in today's game it's even harder, but you don't see the impact of D tackles a lot. Like you really like you don't know their impact. Like Jordan Davis can go play and people don't even know he played, but he's taking up 2 blocks per se, right?
Yeah.
Jalen Carter's fingerprints are all over football games the entire year. You know, his one, we knew how special of a player he was, but he gets better when you need him to get better. That's what the greats do. When I need a play, when I need a stop, that's him. And I don't want to go to Jalen, but the same thing Jalen has the ability to do in big times. And I've been critical of him when I need to be.
Yeah.
But when you need a drive, that dude delivers. When you need a big play, Jalen Carter delivers because they're winners.
Yep.
If you look at the timestamp, it's the fourth quarter, first play, money time. Numerous great Eagles and great players around the league. They make plays like this, especially in the first quarter, second quarter. This is when you gotta have it. I literally remember live watching this. I was like, "Yo, it's money time. We need a turnover." Boom.
Yep.
Happens. Yeah. And it almost looks like he wasn't even trying to, like, he was attacking the ball. I don't even think, he was going after Kyron, but I think consciously, he's like, all right, I'm punching at the ball. He got Brian Robinson the same way in the second Washington game.
Yep.
When a dude that big is hitting you and he's good luck, hats off.
Yeah.
So let me segue that into real quick. Like this weekend coming up, I don't want to keep this too long, right? But like this weekend coming up, the big thing is they're without their right guard, obviously, who's their best offensive lineman.
Yes.
And that's where he lines up most of his snaps, and he can get moved all over the place, obviously, but line him up there. All the pressure comes up from the middle, and it's all created up the middle. It's gonna be a long day.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a long day.
Yeah. Yeah. It's gonna be about wrestling integrity too. So like it's gonna be on the whole D line. Like you can't lose contain on Jaden. You're going to have to keep him in the pocket, but I think they're absolutely going to be capable of. And to add to the thing about Carter, it's amazing how he's playing almost all the snaps, guys.
Yes.
He is playing almost all the snaps. and still producing at a high. That's insane. That's generational type stuff. It really is. So I mean, that's crazy. Now we get to this other play, which is the game sealing sack, right? So this is like at this point in the game, guys, and I'm sure everyone else, I'm like, my heart is about to pop out of my chest. I am
everybody was
cardiac arrest, 2 seconds away from cardiac arrest. Like I can't.
Game's over.
And
game was over in my eyes. We lost. You know what I mean? I already when they got into our side of the field after the catch by Puka, I was like, ball game. Seen this one before.
Yeah, I agree. He made that catch. And when I watched that catch live, I was watching his feet. When I saw them come down and hit inbounds, I'm like, this is it. I can't believe
this is how it ends.
This is how it ends. I'm like, oh my god. And it was frustrating because earlier in that possession, Cooper DeJean drops an interception. And then also, I hated the blitz call, the all-out blitz call on third down. I hated that by Fangio. I don't know why he called an all-out blitz on third down. I was like, there's going to be someone open. Stafford's going to hit them, and he did. So,
this is the game that showed you why the Rams traded Goff. Because this dude, number 9, can go in any weather, any condition, and sling that thing.
Yeah, he's still great. So, yeah, but so the sack. So I think we've all kind of seen it. Like, they've touched on it, but to give our 2 cents, he's here, right? He's playing he's playing a 3-tech right now. So he's between the guard and the tackle. And this is what I think Sean Syed, right, of Sumer Sports, he classified this as a read stunt. So what is so you know how guys when you have stunts by the defensive lineman, they'll twist, right? But read stunt by what he classifies that, and it's the first time I've heard it. So great stuff by him is when the defensive tackle or the DN, it could be either one, they're going to read off of the offensive lineman and fake the stunt to whatever. So that's what happens here. Jalen Carter, 3-tech on the right side of the formation. Well, the defensive left side of the formation. And on here, you're going to see he's going to take on the center here, but pretty much he's going to push the center, right? And the center, as you can see, he's going to play
69 is in no man's land.
No man's land. So Carter's making it seem like he's going to run a stunt, right? But he doesn't. And you see the center.
He gets skinny.
He's going to get skinny here. The center does not. He's playing so that he's passing off. The guard is, like you said, Pete, no man's land. No way.
Hanging.
He's just hanging. But the center doesn't know. Like he's going through like what you call like a muscle memory kind of thing. So you do this all day as a lineman. When you're passing off stunts, this is the kind of thing you do, react. But there's nothing to pass off. Jalen Carter's going to just do that swing move, going to play off of it, and he's just all alone. That's the when you're a QB and you see this, guys, that's got to be terrible.
You don't even see him yet.
He doesn't see him yet, but like it's insane. He's scot-free, and he's going to get the sack.
Now he sees him, and it's like, oh shit.
It was just, and then he's done. So, just a phenomenal play by Carter to be able to make this kind of this is a heads up play, and I'm pretty sure earlier as the game is going on, this is the type of play you set up progressively. So you're playing it, and it gets to a crunch time like this. That's when you unleash something like this, move like this, to get the offensive lineman off guard, and it's just phenomenal. This saved the game, and this is one of the best plays. Like Carter overall had one of the best games I've personally seen from interior defensive lineman. It's unbelievable stuff. So
I completely agree. Great call, like you said, to pull it for Vic to pull this play and this call against this look at that time. And it's like one of these things. I mean, prevent defense is the reason why they score so quick. Come back, and like you said, they get on the other side of 50. This is Falcons all over again. This is Commanders week 16 all over again. You know what I mean? Like this is it.
And 50 and 69, they're talking to each other right now, saying, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" So they're both looking at each other in a way, like, "What are you doing?" I also heard that maybe it was CJ GJ, but somebody fell down, and Higby was wide open on this play.
So this saved the possible touchdown, 1,000%. Crazy.
Yeah, there was no reaction time. There's no quarterback in the league that was getting out of that because the field condition. Maybe if it was a dry field, maybe if it is a mobile quarterback, maybe they can make him miss. But it's literally one thing. Like there was a play we didn't pull it, but the other sack that he had earlier in the game before the snow, he literally like hit Stafford, didn't even hit him. He just made contact with him and just picked him up. Like it was
just like in Georgia.
And he was just holding me.
Just hold him up. Yeah. I forget who was that against when he did it in Georgia.
That was the SEC championship game. It was it was Jaden Daniels.
Was it Jaden Daniels?
I think it was Jaden Daniels.
I gotta look it up. I didn't know.
Was it Jaden Daniels or was it? It was somebody. It was LSU. It was an LSU quarterback. I know that.
LSU. Yeah, I don't remember. Tom, do you remember who you picked up in the championship game?
I don't
remember. I remember because you guys know I don't. My college football, I'm limited on what I watch with college football, but I do watch the playoffs and stuff. I remember watching that live and thinking, Jalen Carter's ridiculous. Jalen Carter is nuts. Oh my god. So yeah, it's great. He saved the game.
Yeah, it was Jaden Daniels.
It was Jaden Daniels.
It was Jaden Daniels. Yeah.
Wow. Imagine if he does it again this game, and then you'll be able to.
I mean, if he does it again this game, all right, just throw him to the ground. I don't care. Take that bitch to Suplex City. Yeah.
Yep. All right. So last one. You guys know I had to do this one. This is the Saquon 78-yarder. And I covered this. I broke this down on Twitter, but I'll be glad to go a little bit more in depth and talking about it. It's actually more fun to do. So this is essentially going to be inside zone or zone run. I don't know if you call it mid zone, but you're going to get split.
More of a mid zone.
Is it mid zone? Yeah, I think so too because it wasn't exactly. Yeah, I think it's mid zone. So.
And shout out to Verse. Verse had a hell of a game.
Oh yeah.
They had the right idea. Chris Shula had the right idea, but kudos to the person who can't read defenses, who checked this play, and Jalen Hurts. And you'll see him do the call. They go opposite, and he has to beat number 3.
I think both Jalen and Saquon knew this was going to be open. Remember that quote that I sent you? The report, Pete, that I forget the reporter for Comcast, but she interviewed Saquon, and Saquon said that in the offseason he talked to Marshall Faulk. Yep. Marshall Faulk is like, Tom, I don't know if you heard this, but great bit of information. This is amazing. But
it's not a secret no more, by the way.
It's not a secret, but it doesn't even matter anymore. But Saquon talked to Marshall Faulk, and Marshall Faulk's advice, one of his advice he gave to Saquon was, don't hit every gap in the first half if you see it. What you want to do is you want to just get north-south and get just 2 or 3 yards at a time. And what you're going to do is you're going to catch the defense in the second half. Defenses are going to get lured in, and that gap is going to be wide open in the second half for you to take it. And it makes so much sense, Liz, hearing that, because it shows how effective and why he's been so effective in the second half of games. It's truly amazing. And this is a prime example of it. Because what you're going to see here, and I want you to take a look at 56 Roseboom and Jared Verse, okay? So look at how many defenders are in the box. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 people in the box. This is stacked. But this is why the Eagles are so good at running on stacked boxes. So after you got here at the mesh point, again, mid-zone, you got split action motion from the tight end. He's going to come across and down block, right? So look at 56 here and 8. They're already crashing down so hard, right? Because they're keying in on this inside run. I say this on zone runs when it comes to running backs on their path, right? It is so important for running backs on runs like this, on zone runs, to be able to set a vertical path and attack the line of scrimmage first. Get square to the line of scrimmage. Why? Because this is how you get defenders, just like Verse and Roseboom, crash down and commit hard. So once they do, you see here, he's making this cut. This is
that's supposed to be the original hole, Tom.
Yeah. So this is here. This is the original hole. This gap right here. I think this is the B gap now.
That's my lotta, isn't it?
So this is my lotta. So I think this is the B gap now. Right here. This is where Saquon's going to attack. So he's going to make that cut. This is, you can already tell. If you didn't know anything about how this play unfolded, if I were to show you this shot and say what happens here, you'd say, oh, this is a house call. This is an absolute house call, because once he makes this cut, there is no one there. He's going to get to that running lane, break that tackle from the defensive lineman there, and the only person that has a shot now.
There's a corner outside, but go back a little bit. I want people to see the dude that's reading books over here on the sideline. He's over there out of frame right now, blocking like his name is Hines Ward.
Oh, yeah, AJ, yeah.
Yes.
Tremendous block by AJ. Yeah, I wish I had the all 22 view, but I like the vertical view when it comes to runs. But yeah, if I were to pull up the all 22 view, you'd be able to see him for tremendous block by AJ. But yeah,
he comes in the frame a little bit.
What's up?
He once you skip ahead, the next a couple,
right here.
Right there, yeah.
Yep. So like the safety doesn't have a chance once you we say this with wide receivers, but with Saquon it's true. Once he's even, he's leaving. So this is just you already know what's going to happen. He has no shot, and then Saquon's going to smack his helmet on the way to 78 yards. But it's just this is so important, guys. Like I love how again you go from the beginning, stay vertical, attack the line of scrimmage first, get those defenders to commit, and once you do, you have that other gap to be able to attack.
And I will say Brandon Fisk leaving the game. Hope he gets better soon. But the Rams defense is the defensive line is young and promising, and they're only going to get better. They definitely did a good job rebuilding it, probably ahead of schedule after losing Aaron Donald. I mean,
very impressive, very impressive.
So
kudos to them. This run here, guys, it's already on my wallpaper. Saquon in the snow. This is a run to remember. Incredible job by the O-line. The run blocking is phenomenal. Jalen knows it. You see, if you see both runs, I wanted to do a side by side. Both long touchdown runs by Saquon. The first one, you have Lane Johnson who puts his hand up before Saquon does it, gets through the second level, and then here you've got Jalen who knows it. It's unbelievable, guys. Like you guys know me, I've been the running back nerd ever since I came in here. Like this is a dream come true to have this type of running back in this running game in Philly, and to be able to make it this far, this season, and hopefully to New Orleans. It's amazing.
I mean, and to for Howie to be able, because really the offensive line is all locked up. I think they're going to lock Becton up.
I don't know. We'll see how much money he gets offered elsewhere. I don't know if he's going to go.
My man was crying because he made it to the playoffs. Every week he's crying. Like this is, and that's the thing. Like the culture, and we heard Kenny Pickett talk about it a little bit. He's like, this locker room feels like a college locker room. Like this isn't a bunch of professionals in here who can play the game at a high level and get a check. This is a team.
Yeah.
This is a team.
When's the last time you heard something like that about the team? 2017.
Been a while. Oh, well, yeah, 7 years. 8. Well, yes. I mean, if we can end up the same way, man, I would want nothing more, because it'll put validation. And this is a likable team.
Yeah.
This really this is 17 kind of caught lightning in a bottle. This is built like this is the core. It's the core of this team that are homegrown draft picks. AJ, but that's AJ and Saquon. But everything else, when you talk about those trenches, there's no free agents there. Mm-hmm. They're all homegrown. I mean, Makai, but 4 out of the 5, 80% of that is all draft picks. You look at the defensive side. You know what I mean? And hopefully we need Q back. I need Q, and that's the other thing. You talk about motivation.
He's playing.
Q look. McLaurin had him in a blender. That was the first touchdown he gave up against McLaurin. You think he don't want to get back?
Oh yeah, he does.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like it's different, and I understand why teams is professionals, but I think we just gonna want a little bit more on Sunday, and our skill sets are just better.
Yep.
And it kills me that Jeremy Shinaloo was on that team.
We gotta watch out for Luvu.
Dude, I'm thinking the same thing.
You gotta watch out.
I hope Nick has called into the league and said, "Hey, like, watch this guy, watch what he does." Like,
But it's tough because it's not even like if he takes out one of our key players, like this, okay, you get a penalty,
right?
It's yeah.
You got it needs to be on a tighter line than that, and you can see ever since that game, Jalen he's been sliding feet first.
Yes,
and he ain't been pussyfooting around to do it either. Mahomes.
No. All right, boys. Thanks for having me, though. I'm on it.
Absolutely.
I appreciate this. We'll do it again.
Thank you for the platform.
We'll see you again in one of the other off-season shows.
Sounds good. Later,
yes,
boys.
Sir.
Later.
All right, peace. No huddle. I really don't have anything.
I have a couple things. So
okay, I will participate as I can.
Well, I mean, the big thing, the only main thing, I mean, I was going to touch on just some of the coaching hires we've seen so far. I know Aaron Glenn is rumored. He's a favorite to go to the Jets. We'll see until
who is
Aaron Glenn.
Okay,
is a favorite to go to the Jets. That's the rumor right now. But until it's official, we'll touch on it when it is. Mike Vrabel is the coach of the Patriots.
I like it.
He's predictable, and he hired Josh McDaniels as his offensive coordinator. He makes his return again, third return to the Patriots as offensive coordinator. So that's one. But the main event of this hiring so far, Ben Johnson to the Chicago Bears. That is who I wanted the Bears to get all along. Fantastic hire. It's so funny how he's going to stay in the AFC North. So it's going to be Bears and Lions twice a year. It's going to be fun. But great hire. Did
he hire his DC yet?
No, not yet. Not yet.
That's going to be a key hire.
Yeah. I think it's also rumored that he might be bringing Hank Fraley, who was the offensive line coach for the Lions and former Eagles. Hank Fraley. He might be the offensive coordinator for the Bears, but I don't think anything's official yet. Great hire. I first episode, I talked about the Caleb Williams hate, unfair criticism. I think this is a perfect way, and I think that people who think that this is not a good match, I think they're very incorrect. People assume when they don't really know Caleb's game.
Because wasn't Johnson the tight ends coach before?
Yes.
Okay.
Ben Johnson. I'll look it up later, but I think he was. But I think this is a great match because people assume that Caleb Williams is someone who only likes to make plays out of structure and just create and doesn't play on schedule and within the structure. That is completely false. The reason why Caleb Williams was so highly touted, and one of the reasons why scouts loved him, is because of his ability to play in structure. He wants to be on time. He wants things to be perfect the way they're drawn up. And Ben Johnson is the same way. So I think that's going to be a great marriage between the two. I mean, I don't want to say this to this extent, but it all is also like, all right, he's got his head coach, he's got his play caller. Now he's set up. Now he really doesn't have any excuse.
For me, with Johnson, it's not so much about the relationship between him and Caleb and the play calling aspect and the offense. There's still something to prove about the other 52 guys on the team.
Yes, 100%.
You know what I mean? Yeah. The other 52 guys on the team, Johnson's going to have to take that next step.
Yeah, 100%. And I think that it's Sean McVay, Kyle Shanahan. Well, a little lesser to Kyle Shanahan because I have my gripes with him as a culture guy, but I will throw him in because he's successful. Kevin O'Connell, all of those head coaches who call plays or offensive gurus, they've been able to stay successful because of what you said, because they're able to be leaders of men. And because they're able to do things outside of just designing an offense. So that's going to be a huge test for Ben Johnson to be able to show he can do that. But I think that there's no other candidate out there the Bears could have looked at that would have been a better hire than Ben Johnson. So
Yeah,
perfect. I love it. I'm already excited for them for 2025. So
that's been the only two, right?
I think so far. I think it's all just rumors. I think the latest with the Cowboys was that they were looking at promoting Brian Schottenheimer, who was their OC. I think he's the lead to be the next.
Really?
Yeah, but again, nothing official. This is all speculation. But the last report I saw is that he's the favorite. But we'll see. I mean, we'll
So, because the jobs that are open are Cowboys, Jets, Jaguars, Raiders. That's it, I think.
yeah, I think so. That's left. Yep.
I think the Raiders will get somebody because Brady's involved in that to a point.
Mm-hmm.
Jags have a decent. I would actually probably I would love Aaron Glenn to go to Jacksonville. I don't want Aaron Glenn in the spotlight.
Oh, okay. Good point. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just too much on you too quick. Oh, and the Saints. Forgot about the Saints job.
Oh, Saints. Yeah.
So I mean, I would love Aaron Glenn to go to the Saints or go to Jacksonville. One of those two.
Speaking of the Saints, Dennis Allen, I heard that Dennis Allen might be the favorite to be the DC for the Bears. So
I wouldn't mind that.
yeah, that's a pretty
And
good
and they have some talent on that side of the ball already. It's just they need that structure. The maturation of Caleb is of the most importance, but you can't do that by sacrificing everything else in the team. But a Dennis Allen, someone who's already command the locker room, and he doesn't have to make dumb decisions, not not playing, going out his way not to play the boy. What was his name? Not Kendry Miller, was it?
Yeah, Kendry Miller.
Kendry Miller. I'm thinking about Keaton Mitchell, the other kid from Baltimore.
Yeah.
No, not going out of his way to not play Kendry Miller. So, but yeah, I mean, I like the hire for Ben Johnson. It's good on paper. We just got to see it. It's good for Caleb. It's tough when that pick right behind you, man, is potentially, like Tom was saying, could be the first one in history to lead the team to a Super Bowl as a rookie. You know, so it's like it's a fine line. You know what I mean? Like, and not to say Caleb is a bust. He just not. Jaden is just ahead of him right now.
And it's being in that. From optics wise, it's not a good thing. It's tough. Absolutely, I totally agree. Yep. All right, Pete. Another great show.
Always, man.
Yeah, always. Next week, hopefully, we'll have another guest on. Hopefully, the plan is to have Shane Half of Pin and Pull Network come on with us, a good friend of mine on Twitter. And it should be it'll be a better show if we're able to break down an Eagles win. So let's pray and hope, because breaking down an Eagles loss is not going to be fun. But regardless, win and lose, we will be here to break down. And I'm pretty sure if you're listening to us, with him on, it's going to be a really heavy film room episode. So if you really want to dive into that, we're probably going to do a lot of film breakdowns with him, take advantage of his knowledge. He knows a lot more than me when it comes to everything else outside the running back position, so it'll be great to pick his brain. So look forward to that. But that's all I got. Remember, Alonzi Travel, if you're thinking of a Disney Universal.
Where can they find you at? At Disney Chux?
At Disney Chux. Find me on social media. If you want to email me, Charles at alonzi-travel.com. So let me know, and you'll find me.
So for the boy Chux, it's Pete Evans, a.k.a. Mr. Main Thing. Keep the main thing. Running backs matter. From all of us here at A2D, you can find us. This show will be, if you're listening now, it'll be up sometime Wednesday.
Wednesday morning, 8:30.
Wednesday morning at 8:30. We'll circle back. You can ask us questions in the comments. Even if you're digesting it just in the audio, reach out to us. He's at Chux Maranan. His handle is there, CHUXMARANAN. I am at King Hokage 71182. If you know, you know. Or you can even shout us out on A2D Main Social, A2D Radio. So we're going to get out of here. Everyone enjoy it, and we'll talk to you next week. Peace.